This is chapter 76 through 80 of Lock the Doors. 76. Will is someone else, I say. His name's Logan Connolly. The Pierces kidnapped him. What are you talking about? Mom asks. I'm talking about Aaron. I think they've taken him because I found out about Logan. I can see all the tiny bridges I've built with Nia crumble and fall on the grass between us. She's looked at me like I'm insane. My brother is missing, she says, and you're still talking about Amy fucking Pierce. Mom doesn't respond. She's acting like I'm speaking a foreign language. He's not here, Jay yells from behind the fence. Nia snorts. Your stepson thinks his girlfriend kidnapped him. It's not, I say, but the rest of the words won't come. This doesn't feel like a Sunday anymore. My head is spinning because Aaron is missing and there's only one answer, but they won't hear it. I should have told them sooner, when we were still sitting around the table. Now they won't even look at my photo on the phone that I'm desperately trying to show them. I'm coming back, Jay says. Call the police. I start to say no, but that doesn't come out either. It stops in my throat and won't budge. If the police come now, will it scare Amy away, or has that already happened? Did Logan tell her I know and this is my punishment? I think she's already taken one boy from his family, and my eyes burn when I think what this might mean for Aaron. Where can they run? We know where they live, and I know their secrets. We should call the police. I'll show them the picture, and they'll understand because it's their job. That's when my phone pings with an unknown number. Is it him? Nia asks, and I shake my head and move the screen before she sees the warning. Come alone. If you tell anyone where you are going or what you know, he will disappear. 77. I could wait for the police, but they never helped Mom when she needed it. Even if they come, they would fill the most important minutes with questions I don't have the patience to answer. I'll search the streets, I say. No one asks me to explain myself. No one says, who's Logan Connolly? Their panic has swallowed whatever I tried to explain. And all I'm thinking about is Aaron, because if I'm right, the Pierces are good at making kids vanish. The electric gate is open before I get there, and as I step through, Amy rushes into me. Tom, she has Aaron. Where is she, I ask. I'm so sorry. I know about Logan. Is that why you took my brother? I won't tell anyone, I promise. Just give him back. Amy stares at me, and those eyes that are normally so beautiful look like pits of despair. You think I took him? It wasn't me, Tom. I was coming to tell you. So tell me, where is he? She shakes her head and sobs into her hands. I don't know. I want to believe her, but she looks frantic, and this isn't helping. Who took him? I shout. Amy crouches on the ground and pushes her fingers against her temples. Your mom's nice, she whispers. Mine isn't. 78. What's she going to do, I ask. She won't get away with it. I know everything. Amy shakes her head. No, you don't. You know some things, and I'm glad because it feels so fucking heavy. I wanted this to stop because can you imagine Christmas dinner when I'm 40 and we're all still pretending my brother isn't dead? I gasp and step back, and Amy's lips form the slightest sad smile before she says, Yep, he's dead, and it's my fault. And Logan took his place because my mother is very persuasive. You're what? You're sorry? No, you're not. You thought I needed saving. You thought my dad was another abusive twat, and I'm the dangerous one. I let my brother die, and I took Logan, and at some point I stopped feeling completely insanely upset because it hurt too much. I used to hate myself, and then I didn't even feel that. I was numb because my life is a lie, and then you came along and I felt something, and I think you brought me back to life. So when you started digging, I let you. I didn't walk away because I wanted you to find out. Maybe that way this would be over if we actually took responsibility and Logan went home and we went wherever you go when you fucked up this badly. I'll help you find your brother. She won't hurt him. How do you know that? I ask. This is what she does. It's a warning. She wants you to know what she's capable of if you ever reveal what you found out. I check my phone, and too much time has already passed. Where has your mom taken him? You said come alone, and I did what you asked. What? The message. You said he'd disappear if I didn't come alone. Amy runs back into the house, moving from room to room and mumbling to herself. Then she goes upstairs, and the mumbling turns to shouts. When she comes down, she says, I didn't send that message. Mom must have gotten your number from my phone. Why would she want me to come here? She didn't, someone said behind us, and when I turn, Amy's dad is there with two phones in his hands. Handing one back to his daughter, he says, I know where she's taken him. 79. Where the fuck are you going? Nia is standing in the Pierce's driveway, and I run to her and say, Jane's got him. My sister stares past me at Chris revving the engine and Amy looking through the back window. Are you sure? We did it, I say. I figured it all out, and this is her fighting back. Nia looks over her shoulder, and I imagine her running back to wherever Jay is still searching, and then Chris driving off forever. But she doesn't do that. She grabs my hand, pulls me towards the car, and says, come on. Chris's face is a mixture of focus and fear while Amy can't even look at us. Nia doesn't say anything until we've been driving for 15 minutes. Then she turns to Amy's dad and says, if your wife has hurt my brother in any way, I'll ruin her. 80. We drive for a bit longer, then pull up at the side of a road covered on all sides by trees. Where are we? Nia asks, but Chris doesn't reply. Instead, he walks through a clearing and Amy follows. This is stupid, I whisper. We have seen every horror film ever, right? You never go into the woods. Nia sucks in a breath, holds it, then slowly exhales. It's what Mom used to do before she was brave, and I remember the day she vowed to leave Martin forever. I used to think only men were scary, but that was before we met Jane. What choice do we have? If Aaron is in there, we need to follow Chris and hope this isn't some horrible trick. Nia grips my hand. Come on. The sun fills the gaps between the trees, but I hardly notice. The anxiety that is normally a stone in the pit of my stomach has grown into a boulder, pushing the sickness I'm feeling up my throat. Chris and Amy are a few steps away from us, their feet crunching the leaves that cover the trail. They are whispering to each other, but I can't make out the words. Chris looks like he's been here before, and Amy copies his steps, their eyes fixed firmly ahead and their bodies dodging the branches while Nia and I parry their spiky jabs. This doesn't feel like a well-trodden path. There are no dog walkers and no signs of life except the birds singing above us. Sometimes the trees rustle then settle as something unseen escapes like they know what's coming. I look for footprints or other signs that Aaron came this way, but the ground is hard and completely covered, and there are no carvings on the trees or clues that he's been here. If you didn't know where to look, this place would be a dead end. That's why I follow Chris and Amy, silently hoping we can trust them. But Nia is done being quiet. Where are you taking us? She asks. To your brother, Chris does without looking back. How do you know where he is? Nia asks, and this time he doesn't answer. Amy, Nia says, and she shivers at the sound of her name but doesn't reply. I wonder if this is the first time they've spoken since they were friends. I can't imagine them being close, but then, we've all had lives before this one. Eventually, we reach a clearing, and Chris clears his throat and says, he's here. For a moment, I think he means Aaron. Then, as Jane appears alone and smiling, I realize he means me.